This is being recorded at an hour and a half later than usual. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is time for a surprise episode of the EHRPG Podcast. Today, we got talks about the brand new animes being announced. Well, mostly sequels, actually. We talk about the fact that Katakawa is trying to kill the anime industry. And we talk about musical animes. You know me, I'm Guru. That's Lucas. Hi, Lucas. Why are you eating chips?
Sorry, I was moving a bag right next to me.
Is that at least good chips?
It's not even chips, it's just a bag.
Oh, I'm disgusted. I thought you had good chips. Anyway, how's it going?
Oh, I thought I found some, weird stuff on the ground. I'm doing okay.
That is good. That is good. But yeah, no, we actually have interesting things to talk about. First and foremost, there were two big announcements when it comes to sequel anime. Well, three if you count a Restaurant to Another World getting a second season. But I mean, that's just comfy. Throws it out the window. We have the announcement of Made in Abyss Season 2.
Ooh.
That was fully confirmed. It's coming in 2022.
This is the one where the one character liquefies, right?
Yeah.
God, that was
disturbing. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's still. I did watch the movie just a bit ago, and the movie was actually very, very good. But the other one that was actually just announced a couple days ago, Overlord is returning. Overlord Season 4, and what's the interesting thing is the movie that was confirmed is already told that it's going to be covering the Holy Kingdom arc. Which means that Season 4 is going to be covering, let me get the names of it. I think one's called the Dwarf Kingdom. Season 4 will be covering the Ruler Conspiracy arc and the Craftsman Dwarf arc.
Wow.
So that's going to be interesting, since that's really pushing Ainz' whole goal of him founding a new nation that ends up being a utopia for all races. I remember the talk we had about that a couple episodes ago.
Except for humans.
No, actually, humans are a part of it.
Oh.
Yeah. But what do you want to talk about first? Made in Abyss or Overlord?
Let's talk about the one I don't know as much.
Made in Abyss?
Yeah. Yeah,
no. Made in Abyss, of course, for those of you who don't remember, had its first season in the summer of 2017, and it took over the fuck. It just absolutely took over. The thing about Made in Abyss was that it was revolutionary in the terms of it was one of the things, it took advantage of what Madoka did so well. Cute, adorable art style, a story that will make you rip your entire eyes out.
All right.
That's the best way to describe it. And what makes Made in Abyss so intriguing is that it finds a way to make every single floor that they go down to feel somewhat unique and interesting. Because if I remember, I think they're on... Oh, I can't remember what exact floor they're on now. Let me pull it up. I think they got past at the end of the movie, because the movie was ending, and I'm trying to remember what layer they're on. I think they just got past layer 4 or 5. I think it might be 4. But anyway, the whole abyss is set into layers, right? And the further you go down, the less likely you are to go back up. Right? So that's why they consider layer 6 to be a white... They use whistles as a way to tell you what layer you're allowed to go down to, right?
Okay.
And layer 6 is considered to be the last layer. If you go to layer 6 and layer 7, you're not going back up.
Oh.
And like the whole story is the daughter of Liza, right?
Okay.
Rico. Her whole goal is pretty much to find her mother.
Right.
Yeah. And so she goes down there. She finds this boy, this machine-like boy named Reg, right? And there's not much known of Reg, right? He's just this random machine-like kid they just randomly found.
Okay.
And because he can kind of kick ass, because he's a machine,
yeah,
he is able to pretty much allow Rico to start descending down the abyss.
Okay.
And Rico and Reg go through a whole bunch of things. They meet some people that were associated with Liza. But really what happens is you just start to see, oh, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
Because it invokes despair really well. It's not despair for the sake of despair. You know how shows kind of get like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really logical and well-written despair, with Rico and Reg growing closer, so every moment that kind of throws them around hits even harder. Also, the show's just fucking beautiful. Easily one of, if not the best presentation I've ever seen.
Also, for the few listeners that are actually listening, Madoka Magica was actually inspired by Kamen Rider Yuki. Just a random fact.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising.
Irabuchi, who wrote Madoka Magica, said that he was heavily inspired by Kamen Rider Yuki. Kamen Rider Yuki's theme is pretty much the same as Madoka Magica. In a sense, it's not completely. The riders are given the chance to bond with monsters and feed more monsters to their contracted monster in order to be the best, and then they fight each other, and then the last rider standing, I believe, gets a wish or something.
I can see that being,
or I forget if it's a wish or if it's the ultimate.
Yeah, no, I can see that totally being inspiring Madoka Magica. Considering that is Madoka Magica's big thing.
Yeah, and then there's there's people who thrive in the game, so will go out and kill monsters and kill other people, other riders, and then there's riders that are kind of against it and trying to band together, but the main characters are kind of conflicted because they have their own dreams and stuff like that as well. Well, one's trying to keep all the good people together, type of thing. Well, it just gets sadder and sadder. But yeah, me and Abyss. We'll see.
It's one of those things.
We'll see where they go.
The movie ended, of course, finishing the main story. The movie ended finishing the main cliffhanger from the anime, right?
Okay.
So the anime was building up one of the other people that knew Liza named Bone Dread, right?
Bone Dread.
And of course the movie tackles that. So now that there's it's just, we're now seeing their continuation, since they tackled Bone Dread, who was in the 5th layer, and now it looks like they're going to start heading to the 6th layer, which means they aren't going back up that easily.
Okay.
So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens per sense. And a lot of people like a new character that's coming in that they saw in the photo. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, and especially now that we're getting to the place where the 6th and 7th layer are considered like the point of no return. So now we're getting more story additions, and it's just I'm really excited. There was rumors for a long time that Made in Abyss was coming back, especially after the movie. I thought they were going to continue with the movie, but the fact that they're going in anime season really makes me happy.
That's good.
But yeah, let's talk about the one you know about, Overlord Season 4, showing once again that Madhouse know how to count past 2.
Real quick before we do that, there's a side note. They're making a water polo original TV anime.
A what?
An original TV anime revolving around the theme of water polo.
Oh, they're making... They're remember, in a fall, there's literally an original TV anime about girls hockey.
Yeah.
So I'm not that surprised. Oh, speaking of things that are coming in the fall, Yuki Yuna is having a fucking 3rd season.
Oh, yeah.
I do enjoy this show, though. I'm just trying to wonder, why do they keep bringing it back? But anyway, Overlord Season 4 is finally announced. It's very likely either coming at the end of this year or sometime next year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, I'm really excited. I thought Season 3, a lot of people, what I remember Season 3, were taken back at the fact that Ainz was like being evil. And I'm sitting there just like, do people not remember what Ainz was?
He's a bad dude.
Yeah, because I remember, a lot of people remember in Season 3 when he pretty much trapped all those people and like lured them in just to test them out, right? Test out his defenses.
Mm.
A lot of people didn't like that because it's just like, oh, why is Ainz doing this? It's like, did people not remember he claims he's a villain, right?
Yeah, and he doesn't... He cares more about his own people right now than just regular old humans.
Like, eventually, he does start to create the utopia. The Sorcerer Kingdom, I believe it's called, right?
Yes.
But, like,
More sorcery.
people were completely shocked about it, and I'm sitting there just like, do people not realize this literally is Ainz in a heartbeat? Like, everything what Ainz did there really just works towards everything that he was. It wasn't like this, oh, this is some new version of Ainz that is totally not him. This is Ainz in general.
Yeah,
right?
He was originally at least written out to be pretty much a demon king or something.
Yeah. He is meant to be evil.
He prioritizes the monsters.
Mm-hmm. So him luring humans, adventurers, and the only reason people gave a shit is because they gave the adventurers backstory. Like, that's the only reason people were up in arms. It's just like, oh, why is Ainz being evil? Well, that's literally who he is. Do you not remember, like, everything this show... Oh, and that's the one thing that made me realize that Overlord Season 1 was both great and bad because it set up this false expectation about Ainz. It made Ainz seem to be different than what he was. And don't get me wrong, there is good in Ainz. There's no doubt that he has a care for people. But that changes and develops over time. Because eventually, like I said, he creates a utopia for all races in the Sorcerer Kingdom. But he isn't there yet, so again, why... It frustrated me because people were saying, oh, Season 3 is terrible, Season 3 is this, and I'm sitting there just like, but this is what Ainz was from beginning. So why is it like this big shock when, again, this is literally what he was doing from the start?
I mean, I feel like Season 1, a few bits of Season 1, very beginning, and maybe Season 2, Season 3, I feel like you should have been able to start seeing that they didn't really care too much about humans, really.
Well, it's less to do about him. He just really didn't care too much about anybody who wasn't either A, his servants, or B, could benefit him. Like, it didn't matter if it was human or non-human. If you did not benefit Ainz, he'd get rid of you.
Yeah, and it's just... I feel like it also... his behavior is reflected by his servants as well. Like, come on. Did we not see how, like, Solution sees humans? Like, that girl that, like, was falling for the butler?
Yeah.
And then,
yeah,
like,
she wanted to eat her.
Yeah, and then how she, like, kept on seeing, like, oh, this is weird. Like,
yeah.
Why are you keeping a pet type of thing? And then you see how, like, just
and we
how...
start to see Ainz change.
Yeah. But, like, just how brutal they are, like, they know their job, they're gonna keep to it, because there's not only are they loyal, but they're, like, they're shaped by these, by their creators, right? And then their creators are...
The best example of this is, oh god, I'm gonna look for it's the werewolf maid. That's the best example. Because she was the main person watching over the village, right?
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't give a shit if they all died.
No, she doesn't.
She could not give a damn if they all died. She was nice to them. She treated them with respect, and I think she generally enjoyed their company. But
think
if
about,
they
like,
all died, it didn't matter to her.
She also has her own type of... It's interesting because they open up their personalities very slowly, but Lupita Beta or whatever. So sorry, Lapunga. I don't know.
Lupus Ringa Beta, yeah.
Yeah. So Beta actually isn't. I'm pretty sure she's like the one that likes to just watch things happen. So as long as it gets like interesting, she doesn't care. I think she likes watching things, and the fact that that's why she serves Ainz, because Ainz has the most funnest stuff to plan and like slowly form and things like that. So that's why she thinks it's fun to watch Karn Village, because there's potential for funny, or not funny, but like fun stuff for her to observe. It's interesting, and like the other maids, you start to like I forget her name. Is it who's the maid that accompanied Ainz? Was it Nazu?
Nabarel. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Nabarella.
I feel like she's the most. She and the not the Dullahan, but maybe the cyborgs, like one of the more chiller maids, because everyone else is just crazy.
The cyborg's personality is dry, blunt, and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta remember, maybe the deputy leader Yuri.
No. I believe like every single one of those guys like has a hidden side that is terrifying, and it's like, ooh. We keep forgetting that they're monsters, and they feel the, or well, not just that, but like the way that they're treated and see how their superiors deal with everything, right? So, but I don't
kind of forgot that, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, they kind of forget that that's their monsters.
Yeah, like season 1 was more. We can both agree that season 1, while being important to Overlord, is clearly the worst. It was mostly comedy with no story up until the end. It was just there to introduce the universe. Season 2 started pushing the story more, the battle against the Lizardmen. And then eventually fucking Demiurge and the rest of them misunderstanding what Ainz said. Like, that's the funny part. This whole world domination plot is only because they all misunderstood what Ainz meant.
Yeah, and they made those fake characters like Yaldabaoth and stuff like that.
But like, we start to see the darkness show up, especially in the latter half when we meet the princess of the kingdom, who is just a total psychopath. Like, I think a lot of people completely forgot that that Ainz is evil.
Hmm.
And I think that's what hurt season 3. And it isn't. And I think season 3 was the best season of Overlord. I hope season 4 is just as good. But a lot of people really, season 1 is going to go down as important, but also a thing that hurt it too. Like, I think that's a fair thing to say, don't you think?
Yeah, because it needs to introduce and start everything, but because it was done in such a weird way, it kind of could have been done better, but it was still important because it still laid down the foundation at that point.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are having a bit of a reality check from it. Like, I think Overlord is still probably one of the better shows out there. And it's an interesting take on the isekai genre as well when you really think about it.
Yeah, it kind of started off the whole, what if you were reincarnated as a bad guy type of thing.
Yeah, and whenever season 4 happens, which again, if I'm going to say, it may end up either the fall this year or sometime early next year. Looking forward to it.
You know what? It's silly. But
what?
Sorry. Once Overlord came out, there were so many mangas that tried to follow up to it, and I looked at them, and yeah, like, remember the one that came out was actually being aired out right now as anime. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord.
Yeah, but I don't think that's following Overlord in the sense it took I don't even think that really took inspiration from Overlord.
There was a trend going on with, like, demon lords and, like, bad guys being reincarnated, but they all went into, like, weird different directions at that point. I mean, nobody could really pull off, like, Overlord.
But I mean, I don't even think the show's trying to be Overlord. Like, it's its own thing. Like, it's more looking towards high school DxD in terms of anything.
No, but no. I'm saying the whole trend of demon lords and, like, bad guys, supposedly bad guys. They're all going in this weird trend with that.
And can you name more than one, though?
Yeah, there was another one. I don't know. I think this one was also turned into an anime. It was a demon lord who. Oh man, he just kept. It's literally the same thing, almost in a sense. He acts like he's the demon lord by accident, but really inside he's like not like that at all. He's like a complete opposite.
But is it called the demon lord who lost his job?
No, I don't think.
The demon lord wants to take responsibility of me. I'm just clicking random things.
Might be that one. There's also the one where a bunch of people get reincarnated. I think it's like a whole class, and it's into a video game of some sort. It's like a fantasy thing. And
oh God, please don't tell me I'm living on a million lives. Ah!
No, but the main character gets reincarnated as a bug and enters into the demon lord, the actual main final boss's body.
I was just about to say, wait, that sounds like Spider.
And he has to, like, pretend to be the demon lord based off his experience from helping the coders on the game or something. And it's like, okay. There's so many. There was such a huge trend though with it. There's the one where one gets killed and turned into a lich.
I never noticed this trend that you're saying, to be honest.
Oh, there's so many though. There's also one where, like, one becomes a lich, one becomes was it an evil dragon king or something? Or, like, I don't know. It goes back in time and, like, finds himself to be the the demon lord when he was younger or something. Oh my god, it just gets crazier and crazier, and I'm just like,
You okay?
Dang, this is quite a trend.
Huh. Well, I mean, I'll take your word for it then. Anyway, let's move on to the final talk before we get to our main stuff, and that is Kadokawa trying to kill the anime industry.
I don't know why. Why are they doing this?
I don't know. It's money. It's easily money.
I guess.
So for those of you who don't know, Kadokawa announced a little bit of a week ago that they plan to make 40 anime a year.
So let's put this in perspective, please. How many anime does one studio actually make per year?
Well, I mean, Kadokawa isn't a studio for one. They're a producer. Okay, so they're the ones who get the stuff.
Then on average, how many animes does one production company produce per year?
Really depends. I mean, I read somewhere Kadokawa was already in the 30s.
Let's see, can make per year. I'm looking this up. See if there's actual statistics for this. There is not.
Can you speak up? I can barely hear you.
It does not have the statistics.
I mean, I've read around freaking that. I've seen numbers like Kadokawa does 30 plus anime already. But even then, it's just terrifying when you think about it.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like, when you look at it... Oh, here we go. I actually have a number.
All right, what's the average number?
Well, it's not the average number, but in 2020, Kadokawa pumped out 33 shows.
Okay.
Which is just terrifying. Because if you look, the main reason is, like, we already know that the anime industry is working their animators to fucking death.
Yeah, they don't get paid a lot.
They don't get paid a lot. There's no real benefits or anything, and they're expected. It's just a machine. And the fact that Kadokawa is just like, yeah, we see this. We see all this. Let's make them do more. It's insulting. Like, I just don't understand why Kadokawa thought this was a good idea. Why fucking studios, producers, and all the teams can't sit down and talk about a good schedule? Because, dude, I'm going to be honest, there's way too much anime being made for people to have healthy lives.
Well, let's be honest, we're not in a healthy area. Or, I mean, time.
To an extent, yes, but, like, look at Studio Mappa with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
That was made on a rush schedule.
Oh.
Same with Attack on Titan. Hell, a lot of the issues people are getting with Mappa is Mappa's just not giving their animators time to breathe.
For some reason you were breaking up a little bit. Give me 1 second. Wonder why. Something running in the background?
But, like, no, Mappa's just not giving their animators time to breathe at all. Like, let's look at Mappa's schedule, right? Let's look at Mappa's schedule from winter 2020 to now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from winter 2020 to now, they did an 11-episode show. They did Dorohedoro, which was 12 episodes. Grand Blue Fantasy Animation had 2 extra episodes. During this, they did Listeners, which was crap. They did more episodes for Dorohedoro. Then they went on to God of High School, Koitu Producer. Then they did Jujutsu Kaisen while doing Taiso Samurai and Bokuyaku Battery, while doing Attack on Titan the final season. And of course, now they're doing Zombieland Saga. They just did what was apparently a shitty adaptation of Yasuke. Have you heard about that?
Oh, is that the one on Netflix?
Yeah. Apparently a lot of people really don't like it. It has Oda Nobunaga in it for some reason.
Yeah, it's because it's during the Sengoku Jidai.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people don't like it. And then in the summer, they got another 2 shows with Remain, that water polo anime you mentioned.
Yeah.
And another show that I don't even know how to pronounce. And let's not also forget they got the Yuri on Ice movie, Chainsaw Man, and the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie. Like, I just don't get how this goes to gaming industry too, right? This goes to gaming industry as well when you think about it. I just don't get how studios, gaming industries, they can't work out good schedules that keep their workers not dying. Like, is it that hard?
I don't know.
Like, let's use A1 as a counter example, right? Since everybody's like, oh, A1's just low effort bullshit, which fuck them, that ain't true at all.
Okay.
A1 is a counter argument to Mappa, right?
Okay.
A1 literally just started doing their first show, 86. That's incredible. They're going to do OVAs for Kaguya-sama.
Okay.
And then after that, they got, I think, 2 more shows. They got one more thing guaranteed called Visual Prison. They got an Uto Prince Sama movie, and they got a Sword Art Online progressive movie.
Dang.
And even then, some people may say the schedule's there. Even then, the schedule's there may be too tight, right? And now Kadokawa's just like, let's just have 40 anime produced.
A lot of blanks in my room.
Like, there's going to be an explosion, and it's not going to be pretty. And it's a worrying trend to see just greed overtake logic, right?
Logic?
Like, I'm saying logic is in, why are we overworking our animators? Why are we overworking our desk interns? Why are we overworking our studios?
Oh, I see. In that sense. Okay, sure.
And it's just really frustrating. And thankfully, a lot of people have already made their voices clear about it. It's probably not going to change a damn fucking thing. But just... it's really, 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 really frustrating.
Okay.
And you know what? I can probably say is a reason to blame this. Netflix.
You know what? Yeah.
Netflix, and to an extent Crunchyroll and Funimation, just want more. Especially Netflix, which seems to be getting more stuff as we speak.
Understandable.
And it's just frustrating because, like I just said, there's a boom coming where it's going to explode.
Something's gonna break.
Like, stuff like that, though, makes me appreciate studios like Kyoto and PA Works more.
Kill any.
Because Kyoto has already been proven to treat their employees correctly. They have a whole system set up to build up young animators. hell, that continued. And PA Works just seems to avoid the nonsense, if you know what I mean, right?
Drama?
Yeah, it seems to avoid it. Because, like, they don't seem to do, like, oh, we're just doing this for the sake of doing it, if you know what I mean, right?
They don't seem that type, no.
Like, even when they did Uma Musume, it wasn't just, like, it wasn't this, like, oh, we're only doing this for the game. They actually did it and made it into one of the better series till when Uma Musume 2 came out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Kyoto just... I think the only bad show I've ever seen from Kyoto Animation was... I want to say its name was Phantom World.
Phantom World?
It was the freaking titty show.
Oh.
What was it?
Musegan, yeah.
Yeah, that one where it was just like, why is Kyoto making this?
They wanted to make waifus, and they did. They made waifus.
Like when they were doing the bamboo, like the what's that thing where you have to go under a bar?
You mean like Limbo?
Yeah, Limbo. And then it was just a close up on her tits shake. I'm just like, what the fuck is this, Kyoto?
And then it smacks the bar.
Yep. And I think they made Glass Slip.
Yes.
Glass Lip.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's the other one. A lot of people. No, that wasn't made by Kyoto. That was made by PA Works. My bad.
No,
but anyway,
right, wrong. That's wrong. You're wrong. I'm wrong.
But anyway, yeah, no, freaking interesting times for the anime industry because.
Yo, can we get a second season of Phantom World?
I mean, I'd take a second season. Like, that's actually, you know what? That's actually something that kind of, we all want more anime, but like more anime in the sense that it's, the want for more anime is both great and a double-edged sword when you think about it.
I don't mind when it comes out.
Yeah, but a lot of people want it now, right? And when you think about it, one of the main reasons Attack on Titan 2 struggled so much was because it was released 5 years later.
Yeah, but you know what? They can let Queen Bee Animation Studios deal with this one.
Why do you keep mentioning hentai studios? Just gonna sit there silently about that one. Okay, then. Anyway, let's move on to the main topics of today, which is pretty much just a recap of this week. So, Chewy, I'll let you start. What'd you watch? What'd you like? You know, the same old bullshit, right?
I don't remember if I actually watched anything. Let's see here. Did I watch actually anything this week?
Did you watch Tokyo Revengers?
I did, but I don't know if it was the current episode or not.
This was the episode after X dies.
Oh. I don't think so. I don't think I did, actually. I don't think I caught that one. That was yesterday,
episode 5.
Right? That would have been yesterday they released, huh?
Saturday, yeah.
Oh, it's Saturday. Okay. No, but you know what? Feel free to talk about it because I already
read the manga, so you can at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna watch it anyway, so.
Yeah, episode 5 was tame, to say the least.
Okay.
Yeah, especially compared to dude killing himself at the end.
Oh, it's that one. Okay, no, yeah. All right, yeah. He went back.
Yeah, and and it really did paint how much Draken is important to Mikey, but it painted it in a way that it's just like, it makes you think, is there a swerve coming?
There might be. Because
it painted it in such a blatantly obvious way that it makes you think, wait, is the author trying to bait us in something?
What are you trying to bait us into, Arthur?
Because it makes you think that, because it's so abundantly clear that Draken is the thing that keeps Mikey in check. We saw that at the end of the episode where the mother and father of the girl in the coma was just berating them, and Mikey was trying to like start something, but Draken's just like, shut the fuck up and bow, for fuck's sakes. And it does make me interested, but I also am looking at it and just like, I also don't like, I don't know. I like that it's being direct in a sense, but I also kind of wish it wasn't, if you know what I mean.
Is it really truly that simple? I wonder.
Yeah, no, that's the question that I'm asking. Right, is it really truly that simple?
Is it truly that simple? That Draken dies or is somehow not in the picture that all of a sudden Mikey's a bad person?
Mikey goes nuts.
Yeah. Is that
so yeah, no,
it?
I'm really interested in Tokyo Revengers. I have to say, you were right. It is very good.
It's fantastic.
Let's talk about 86.
Oh yeah.
It had its latest episode, and okay, here's a quick question. If you had to rate the shows you were watching, how would you rate them?
How would I rate them?
Yeah, so give me top 5.
Top 5?
Give me a top 5 right now.
Top 5 right now?
Yes.
Oh, geez. Wow, okay, so right now, for sure, I'm having more... I'm enjoying more of... Shironomasa, the Snow White Notes. So number 1, Shironomasa. Number 2, I would say To Your Eternity. Number 3, Tokyo Revengers. Sorry, is that number 3? Did I say, or number 4?
3.
Okay, number 3. Wait, what? Okay, Shironomasa, To Your Eternity.
Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers. I would probably say 86, maybe at 4.
Okay, and what would be your 5th?
Oh God, Bakuten. That's literally the only thing that I've been watching, I think. Besides.
Okay, and for me, it would go probably Higehiro 86, My Hero, Tokyo Revengers, and Fruits Basket.
Okay.
Now, the reason I say this is I am utterly stunned at how good 86 has been.
It's been consistent.
Like that's the best way to say it. It's been consistent, because usually when you hear about hype, how can you meet it, right? Because it's fair to say 86 was probably one of the most hyped shows for this spring.
Oh yeah.
And it's met it every way. And this last episode, so the episode before revealed that like Undertaker is the brother of the boy that Lena knew, right?
Yeah.
So then they revealed this episode that Lena was saved by his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because they mentioned how during the trip her father's helicopter was shot down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we see why Lena has become what she is.
Dude, the Undertaker's brother, yeah.
Well, yeah, the Undertaker's brother left an impact on her.
Yeah.
But then the episode, how it ends, is just, I love it. So you know how the war is, right?
The autonomous robot Legion is
the Legion, which is just an automated robot. There's no humans in it. And then you got the 86, who are treated as robots, but they aren't actually robots, right?
Cannon fodder, but not really cannon fodder.
And the Republic, the guys who run the 86, the racist, fascist pieces of shit, they're under the assumption they're going to win automatically in 2 years because to them, the Legion is going to shut down in 2 years.
Okay, right.
Yeah, because apparently they never state why, but they say the Legion is going to shut down in 2 years.
I was wondering why, honestly, but yeah, you haven't explained.
Maybe it's like the machine run time. I might have missed it, but like it's implying that machine run time is only that long, right? But that's when Undertaker reveals the truth, in a sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they're around. The Legion are programmed to expire or after about 6 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, it's on their wiki. I just pulled it up. But then Undertaker reveals the truth and why the Republic's going to end up losing the war. And I find it just a delicious irony. The Legion are powered by brains.
Oh.
And by brains, I literally mean they take the brains out of a dead body and use them to power the Legion.
Oh.
And you know what makes this so delicious to me? The only reason they're getting the brains is because the Republic refuses to bury the bodies of the 86.
Oh.
So just think about it. If they treated the 86 like humans, they'd win the war in 2 years no matter what.
I see. That's why they take the bodies and they burn them. Right, yeah. I totally forgot.
Yeah, so they win the war no matter what if they just treated them like humans. But because they don't, the Legion has been building up a force in the rear because A, they have enough brains, but if they find a brain that isn't damaged, then that Legion gets even more powerful.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah. Okay.
And I find a delicious irony that the Republic are going to lose because they are fascists, because they are racist.
Because they gave up the 86 to them, basically.
Well, it's because they don't even acknowledge the 86. Like, that's just the fact. If they just simply buried the bodies...
Or at least retrieved them and destroyed them.
The Legion would be done.
Yeah.
And that's just... I was giggling at that story turn. Because I love it. It's a perfect way to show the incompetence of the Republic.
It's interesting that The Undertaker was the one who figured this out, but nobody else had even noticed yet.
Well, I'm assuming that, like, there's probably been people in the 86 who do know, but why would Alba, the race of people in the Republic, listen to the 86, right?
Yeah, and at this point, it's gone so far, I don't think the 86 care anymore.
Yeah.
I think they only want to fight to keep their lives. I believe.
Because you got to remember, as Undertaker would point out, all that's left are children. There's barely anybody above the age of 24 there.
Yeah, really, the only person I think you see that is above the age of 24 is that engineer dude.
Yeah, that engineer dude. Maybe one of the commanders. Maybe one of the dude with black hair. Maybe him. He looks a bit older.
I think they said something around, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. But, like, maybe 20, there's only children there.
Yeah.
And eventually they're going to die.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. So I'm interested to see that if this becomes an issue, how will the fascist, racist Republic react to it? No, that was a really good story turn, and I was actually a little shocked.
There's a lot of traffic around here today. Jeez.
Say that again, you were mumbling?
There's a lot of traffic today. I have my window open. I don't know if you can hear any of that.
No, I can't hear a thing. You got to remember, in the background, I got Ina playing Paper Mario Origami King.
Well, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh, yeah, no, Origami King is terrible. But anyway, the next show I'd like to talk about this week is Fruits Basket.
Okay, you go on ahead. I will be in the background.
Don't be in the background.
I'll be in the background.
I can barely hear you. Get out of the background.
I gotta clean up, though.
Don't care. Anyway, Fruits Basket, like I've been mentioning, this whole season has been pretty much been about Akito's bonds falling apart.
Yeah.
And they did the first bond cut last episode. But it kind of came in a surprising twist. It wasn't Haru who it was seemingly building up to. It was the random return of Momoji.
That was the
The tiny blonde-haired kid.
Was that the monkey or the pig or something?
I think Momoji was the rabbit.
Oh, there you go.
I think Momoji was the rabbit. Let me check. Yeah, he is the rabbit.
Okay.
But what happened is he pretty much grew up in a sense. Like, he hit his growth spurt.
Ah.
And for some reason, that kind of turned him into somebody with confidence. Like, it was really random. And then you see him confront Akito about it. Like, he literally walks up and confronts Akito over all the nonsense over the years. Like, how Akito was just a piece of shit.
Okay.
And it felt really random, but then... what's the best way to put it?
Holy shit, he grew up. Holy crap.
Yeah, no, he fucking becomes, like, massive. It really just exemplified the main thing about Akito. She's terrified of being alone.
That is quite a glow up right there.
Yeah. Akito is absolutely horrified that if the bond of the Zodiacs is broken, she'll never see anyone again. And we start to see a little more bit about how others would react to it. More importantly, we start to see Yuki want to tell his love interest that he's not a normal human. We start to see hints of people trying to push Kyo to focus on their future with Toru rather than just, like, accept his fate, right?
I see.
And we also start to see the magnificence of Shiguryu. I love this man. He's a total asshole. But because he is a master manipulator, if you know what I mean, right?
He's a masturbator.
But we're starting to see his motivations come through because he loves Akito.
He does.
But as I've said multiple times before, he knows Akito will never truly love him if she is so attached to the idea of the bonds.
Yes.
And it makes me wonder, like, the interesting thing about Fruits Basket, the final season, there hasn't been a confirmed episode count yet.
Oh.
We don't know, like, how long it's going to be.
Guru, I gotta run to the washroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Yep, keep running. But that's the interesting thing about Fruits Basket, the final season, is we do not know how long Fruits Basket's going to end up being. Like, this final season, like, let's take a look at the story arcs for a sec. Just to see. Because maybe that can give us an idea of how long Fruits Basket will be. Because there's a lot of volumes. There is a lot of volumes. And what I'm wondering is, well, where are we in the manga-wise? So let's just pull it up. Oh, give me a story arcs. How do you not give me story arcs? God damn it. Come on. Can't you give me story arcs? Okay, anyway, but, like, I just don't know how long Fruits Basket's going to be in the end. Or is the final season going to be this, like, long, winding road with a bunch of episodes? Or are we going to see it split? Like, final season part 1, final season part 2. It does make me wonder what the anime, the new one, is going to be. Because really, I'm trying to figure out how long it'll be. Because with the previous 2 seasons, we had a direct, like, okay, this is going to be 20 plus episodes. This is going to be 20 plus episodes. We're 6 episodes in, and we still don't know the episode count of the final season. So I think we're in for the long haul. I really do. Sorry, just had to take a glass of water. Anyway, so with Chewie coming back, Chewie away, let's talk about a show that Chewie has no interest in because he's a dirty degenerate. Let's talk about My Hero Academia. So I've been noticing a lot of people not liking this arc of My Hero Academia, and honestly, I don't blame them. This is a slow arc. And the main reason this is a slow arc is because this is the last time the show has a chance to show the growth of the heroes, the students. By that I mean, after this arc, it is pretty much just consistent fights. Like, literally, it is nothing but fights. And the story's never going to have another chance to show the growth and to show the evolution of the characters, because what we need to remember is that the evolution of the characters was, is, and is still an integral part to My Hero. And it does need to be shown. Now, do I agree that this arc is not the best? Oh, absolutely. I think it drags on, especially considering how the show ended at the end of last season with Endeavor. But it also isn't just... It's not there just to show off. It does build up some things. More importantly, the Endeavor story. As we've seen little glimpses of what the Endeavor story is going to be. And in my opinion, the Endeavor story is one of the best stories in, well, entertainment. I think the main reason because of that, it's so relatable. We all have moments like, we all know somebody like that. We all know a father, well, not to the extent he has fucked up, but we all know a father who is fucked up. We all know a father who has done something wrong, who wants redemption, who wants to make things right, but doesn't know how to. And I'm very interested to see how this is adapted, since from what I've read, and I've read it all, I just can't get enough of it. But again, we need to state that one of the main reasons that this show is, well, what it is because it's the last, again, it's the last moment to show off, in a sense. And I feel like the author just wanted to do that. Bless you. Bless you.
All right.
You good? You good?
I'm good.
Yeah. But no, My Hero.
Good.
Oh, goodness. I cannot disagree that My Hero has started off quite slow, but I also want people to understand the importance of this. It's not like this magical, like, it's easily one of the worst arcs of the My Hero series. I will agree. But I also think that it does a lot for build-up. It shows off the characters for the final time before it is just consistent fights. It closes off the Shinso story, and it gives you a chance to relax before what is just, again, the rest of My Hero after this is just punch after punch after punch. And I think this arc allows them to go into it because, again, there's a lot of just, oh, it's not going to be pretty. And by that, I mean, you're just going to see these characters pushed in ways My Hero hasn't pushed them before.
I see.
Are you back?
I am.
Welcome back. Alrighty, shall we continue the talks?
Okay.
Chewie, I'm going to talk about Higehiro again. Can you sit down so I can hear you?
Okay.
Yeah. Higehiro, I actually just watched the episode earlier today. And it went exactly how I thought it was. The dude at the end. I just like how this show has found a way to keep the whole story centered around Sayu's growth.
Who's Sayu again?
The main character.
What's Higehiro again?
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking smack you. Anyway, I just like how the show has found a way to be so serious and stay away from easy tropes.
Oh,
and you know what I mean.
Where the lady takes the dicks, right? Okay, never mind.
Look, I know you don't watch it. Could you at least add some valuable conversation?
I actually legit forgot what what Higehiro was, and then I remembered.
Why are you talking like you just ingested helium?
No.
Anyway, it finds a way to ignore that completely. Like, everybody's playing, like, every character, it seems like Yoshida's fighting against the idea that he could end up loving Sayu.
Well, I mean, isn't that a good thing?
And I like it. Okay. I like it quite a bit. And you see how emotionally invested to the situation Sayu is, because Sayu was terrified at the fact that Yoshida could be going to jail if the dick did what he wanted.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just I really, really just like this show. I think it's probably the second best show of the spring thus far.
Nice.
Hey, Jack bought the Funny Hood game.
He's gonna hate it.
Oh, of course he will. But I'll just send a quick message to Byron. But one show I want you to talk about is Burning Kabaddi.
Alrighty.
We just had the latest episode. They're continuing the fight against the other school.
The captain's back, and he's coming here to touch you all, so he can take your points and invade. Not your butthole, but just invade.
The interesting thing about Burning Kabaddi, it's so much better than it should be, considering the thing, like considering the premise.
Considering Kabaddi.
Yeah, like it's generally fun to watch. And the story's pretty good. I really like how the whole show has been built around the premise of pretty much demoralizing Yoshida and breaking him down.
Mm.
I feel like every episode breaks him down in some way.
Okay.
And you start to see his ego slowly just die. Like, don't you feel the same way?
I think his ego already died fairly.
No, he clearly still has an ego.
R.I.P.
There's no denying he clearly still has an ego.
He's a ton of ego.
But I just like how every episode kind of just chips away of it with, like, the captain just showing off. Like, it was a dope anime moment when he just comes on, takes out 4 instantly, and the only person he doesn't take out is the one person who actually respected him. In the other captain, Ryogen, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Like, I like that narrative because it makes sense, right?
Mm.
I just really enjoyed the episode, and it's still shocking to me that we're watching a show about kabaddi.
It's kabaddi.
Yeah.
Kabaddi,
But anyway,
kabaddi.
We got a friend bugging us, and I doubt there's any other show you want to talk about this week.
Not really. No, there's still a lot of shonen stuff for some reason in the Snow White Notes, but whatever, man.
Snow White Notes. What's the Japanese name for that again?
Mashiro no Oto
Oh, it's the one with the dude who, yeah.
plays Shamisen, and his mom's like the shonen bit for it, basically.
Yeah. We talked about last week how she looks completely out of place.
Completely out of place, and seems to keep on adding these interesting shonen bits.
But no, so let's talk about the main topic we wanted to talk about today, because next week's episode is going to be talking about shitty anime. So let's talk about great anime, more specifically music anime.
All right.
Would you say that music anime is probably one of the top 5 genres that people most like?
Yeah.
Now here's the question. Would you also say music anime can be the most varied genre out there? By that I mean, with music anime, you are able to tell the most stories. Because I think that statement can be true.
I feel like music anime kind of is almost, but not really, a little similar to like sports anime.
Yeah, because sports anime. Actually, no. Now I think about it, yeah, because in music anime, you can tell love stories, you can tell the hard-working high school story, you can tell comedies, you can tell the sports aspect of it in like national competitions.
Yeah.
You can tell just a slice of life. You can tell a fucking mecha anime.
Yeah.
You can tell a war anime. Hello, Symphogear, you glorious thing.
Hello.
Like there's a lot you can tell in music animes, and it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, but you just have the main aspect, which is either the sport or the music in this case,
mm-hmm.
And then you just have that either you work around it, or you have the music work around the story itself.
Like, let's bring up Symphogear.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this. Symphogear is probably one of my all-time favorite anime series.
I think you've said that before.
And I think the final season is one of the best shows of all time. And I still sit here to this day wondering, how the fuck did this anime work?
I don't know.
It's literally the only way they can fight is by singing.
That reminds me of the like AKB for whatever remake where it's like in the future, and if you're part of AKB for whatever this idol group, your resistance to like the empire or something, and then they would fight by putting like rebel concerts or something, revolutionary concerts all over the place.
Yeah, isn't that? I haven't seen the Macross Delta series, but doesn't that feel similar?
It feels like that, and it feels like oh god, what's the other one? Not Symphogear, but something else. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty.
But no, like I sit there and I still think to this day, how the fuck did Symphogear work?
Good music, good animation.
Good music, great animation. But what I want to say is, I think it's because it embraced its comedic side.
Sure. It embraced itself, sure. That's all.
Yeah, like it understood what it was. Like, what what got me with Symphogear was the bloody picture. Like, it can be both serious and hilarious, but what got me is it embraced itself, because when they did the training montage in the first season, I fell on the floor laughing.
Okay.
And it just understood itself really well. But it's hard to believe that anime, was music-based.
Yeah, I'm still musical.
But, I mean, there's actual music anime we could talk about, like Your Lie in April, which used music as a background to tell a love story. Well, not a love story, a tragedy, when you think about it.
A tragic romance.
Yeah, but...
Tragic.
And then there's many other music anime. Let me pull some up since I'm actually having an issue forgetting.
Hibiki no Phonium.
We'll save that for later.
What is that other one? The jazz one. Oh, geez, I forget what it's called. Kids on the Hill or something?
Mm-hmm. And then there's, of course, the show you're watching this winter. I mean, this right now.
Zombieland Sega Revenge and Zombieland Sega.
Yeah, Mashiro no Oto.
Yeah, Mashiro no Oto.
Hell, even Vivi is based around music.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's some really good ones. There's that one where they're I forget what the instrument's called. It's another traditional stringed instrument like the shamisen, but instead of putting it up like a guitar in a sense, or a cello or whatever, like a stand-up bass, they put it on the ground, and then they use all their fingers to pluck at it all. I don't know what that's called. Oh, but it was such a good anime. The final performance was so boss. Like, the song they played was incredible. And the reason, you know what was really cool about this was, I think it was the writer. I believe it was the writer. She actually came from a household who really who traditionally made all their family members play this instrument, actually. So the fact that she had experience in anything, it really showed. It completely showed throughout the anime, and like the pieces that she picked. And I believe she actually asked her sister to maybe play for a couple times. It was incredible. You could see her background shines in this really well. That she knows her stuff, and she knew who to ask to play for this, and it was just incredible. I highly recommend it. I don't remember the name though, so I need to go look for this name of this anime. Give me 1 second. But besides that, what else?
Everybody was orgasming about Given when it aired.
I don't remember Given.
I never watched it, but everybody was orgasming about Given. Here it is right here. But don't.
Hey, we're totally forgetting a huge series.
Is it K-On?
Yep.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
What about another big series?
Bang Dream?
Love Live.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about the idol side, because the most of the time we were talking about was the the classical music, the punker music. But I feel like we need to talk about the idol shows, because the idol shows, man, they just keep coming.
Oh, okay, wait a second. It's that anime is called Kono Oto Tomare.
Kono Oto Tomare. Wow, that has a lot of... I think I've heard of this before, actually.
Oh, and then there's Idol Master and Macross, but yeah, you know.
But no, we'll talk about that in a sec. Yeah, I noticed this before. It got a second season.
Yeah, the performances in that is incredible. I need to go back and rewatch it. Of course,
yeah, no, I may actually tackle that. Yeah, remind me. But no, we'll talk about Idolmaster in a second. But let's talk about Love Live. Since would it be safe to say that while Idolmaster aired first, Love Live was probably the thing that pushed the idol genre farther?
Yeah. I'll say, you know what? I'll say Idolmaster kind of put down the foundation.
Idolmaster started it, and
Yeah, the foundation, and then
it did well, but I think it's safe to say that
Love Live
is the
yeah.
thing that really pushed the idol genre into the map.
Yeah.
And like, I enjoyed Idol Master. I haven't watched the originals at all, but the one I did watch that I liked quite a bit was Cinderella Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I watched Cinderella Girls, and it was really good.
I think I watched the first one. That was it.
Yeah, I watched both seasons. And I quite enjoyed it, even though I thought the forced antagonistic part of it was a little annoying.
God.
But again, Love Live just hit like a truck when it first came out.
Crazy.
Like, it's the typical cute anime girls story, but it just, I don't know, it just kind of worked.
And then everything went the same way, though. It was all save the school.
Oh, yeah, no, like, they found a formula, but then it fell apart, because then Love Live Sunshine, which my opinion had better characters, it's just like, oh, let's save the school again. It's just like, oh, okay.
How many times are we going to save a school?
And then Love Live Nijigasaki, which everybody apparently loved except for me, did nothing. And now there's this new one coming out called Love Live Superstar.
We're going to save another school because schools can't save themselves.
And of course, Nijigasaki is having a second season.
Oh.
Love Live really pushed the idol genre, and I really think without Love Live, we probably don't see Zombieland Saga.
Probably.
And we probably don't see a lot of other idol shows.
Yeah, Wake Up Girls, Bang Dreams, probably.
No, I think Bang Dream would survive because Bang Dream wasn't idol. Bang Dream took more of its influence from K-On!
Okay, then how about AKB0048?
Yeah.
Wake Up Girls. Gosh.
There's so much idol anime, man.
I don't...
It really does show just how versatile...
Ensemble Stars?
But it really does just show how versatile music anime is.
Yeah. And then it started to get to like the boys part of all of it, and it's like, okay, cool. You know, and then they got like CGI going on, and I totally forget there was one that was like stood out for me. It was like something about flags or something. Oh no, it wasn't about flags. It was about like cards or something, and it was like wishes or something like that. Like
don't even mention Wixos.
No, not Wixos. Is wishes. It was like the audience would put in a card or something, and then they would like wish their stand or something the best. So then it was like, and it allowed a costume change or something, and they would like grab the card and they would do like some sort of interaction. It was weird, but it was like, okay, this is Idol-ish 7. Oh no, that's not it. No, that's very similar, but it's not it. But yeah, that was weird. This is the only one that really stood out to me. But yeah,
I think that's the main strength of music anime, or stuff that has music playing a focal point.
Okay, but here's the thing. I don't remember most of these songs. I do not remember half of these songs, actually, from these series. Which is actually kind of bad. The only ones I could remember is a Snow Halogen from the original Love Live.
I remember a couple songs from Love Live. The one that gets me is from Sunshine Season 2. The song between the sister groups. That one gets me. There was a lot of good, like, I don't know. I think the strength of the music genre is its ability to really cover multiple genres. Like I said at the start, if you use music, you can tell so many different stories.
You could have
And
the
I think
music be
a
the
big
focus.
example of that is Hibiki Euphonium.
Hibiki Euphonium, yes.
I've
Hibiki Euphonium, yes.
I've already stated how much I love this anime, and it's really what got me into not hating classical music. Like
It was
band
Dream
music.
Festival. There we go. Dream Festival. Jesus Christ. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Go for it.
And the thing about Hibiki Euphonium is it tells so many stories.
Okay,
And it has a whole bunch of depth to it that is kind of underestimated. With a third season coming, Jesus Christ, please give it to me now.
Inject that stuff in his veins.
Oh, just inject it into my veins. Like, it was so good. It had a side story anime about a thing that happened in the second season.
You know what's also another cool thing that music anime is really opened up? It's a new subgenre of dance. Dance anime.
Yeah, you could also state how important music is in shows like Yuri on Ice.
Yeah, like any performance ones, like again, like Bakuten as well, because of the rhythm gymnastics, they use music and stuff. But
Sports too.
Pardon?
Even in sports too.
Oh no, yeah, of course. But like, they've opened up so many different type of other genres. Like again, is dancing, sports.
Music is
arts.
rarely forefront of a show, right? Like I'll use Hibiki Euphonium as a thing. The music part is what pushed the story forward, but the story was rarely centered around just the music.
Hmm.
And it just it's what made it so enjoyable. Like, sure, you had some questions about, like, oh, maybe he should play this solo, or why isn't she playing this? But that was like, the music was a part of the more integrated issues, and it wasn't just about the music.
Well, I was more actually thinking about the whole, because of idol animes and stuff like that, and the fact that they were, had to perform and do dance moves and stuff like that. That due to that, things like anime, which actually more revolves on dance itself, like for example, Brave Beats, which is
well, what about that ballroom anime? Let's use that as an example.
Ballroom no Yokoso as well. Brave Beats. There was another
Yuri
one,
on Ice.
Tribal Cool or something like that. Things like that could actually start being worked on, because they had already started to develop that technology to do tracing or something. I don't know what
Yeah, no, you can see that, and they did it better. I mean, Love Live finally got the dancing correct after 3 tries.
Mm.
And I will say the idol performances in Zombieland Saga have been much better.
Kids on the Slope. That's the jazz one. Sorry.
But I think I want to end this whole thing talking about the importance of K-On!
What about the importance of Detroit Metal City?
Oh God, I completely forgot about that.
DMC.
It's hard to believe something like this actually exists.
I know. And like I feel like Detroit Metal City also was just sorry, I feel like the you remember that one that was on Netflix, the one with the red panda, Aggressive Retzko. I feel like that was like a small little love letter as well to Detroit Metal City.
Yeah, but I've never watched Agretzko.
But it pretty much was the same. Well, not the same, I should say. Sorry, it had fairly similar.
Based around that idea, yeah.
Yeah, fairly similar main characters, except it's a female office worker, and this guy's like just some college graduate. But the fact that they're like completely different, opposite when they're like performing and when they're not, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But DMC, man. DMC. 2008 summer. Wow. I did not expect Japanese anime to work on heavy metal music.
Yeah.
And then they sang the weirdest songs.
And it worked, though.
It worked because that was their genre. That was their niche. It was
I think
weird.
it worked because they probably tackled it with the respect it deserves.
Oh no, for sure. Like, they actually put in the work, but it was so ridiculous at the same time. But it was just you could overlook it because it was so heavy. It was the work was put in. It was so well polished. But no, okay, yeah. You wanted to talk about K-On! Though?
Yeah, because, well, K-On's probably the most important anime ever.
Yeah. I don't think the music genre kind of really hit a peak until it hit K-On! Really. Or at least one peak.
Because it's hard to understate just how important of a financial success K-On! Was.
No, it was great. It was interesting too because it was just at the start about a group of girls that just wanted to revive their soft rock group or whatever, soft music group. I don't know what it's called. And it's fact that it had the populated from that was just, yeah.
It's literally just cute girls doing cute things.
Cute girls doing cute things, having their own cute problems, and
it exploded.
Please don't say you are crazy.
And that's just it, though. We may talk about music anime, right?
Yeah.
Can you remember the last time a music anime like topped number 1? In like music boards in Japan.
Maybe not since like a Love Live.
Like Love Live, sure. Bang Dream, sure. But before then, there was nothing. And then K-On! Comes in, releasing not only an entertaining show, but quality kick-ass music.
Yeah.
And I think it's not only did K-On! Revolutionize the moe genre, but it kind of allowed the music genre to grow in the way it is today, don't you think?
I would say yeah, to an extent. But there was like... There's so much more after that. Like...
Yeah, but the question is, do those shows really hit as hard if K-On! Doesn't exist? Hell, does the anime industry in a whole change dramatically without K-On!?
I want to... I don't think that's a fair thing to say because we can't see into alternate timelines and realities. So I'm going to say no. I don't think that's fair to say at all.
I think without K-On!, we're looking at an entirely different anime landscape.
Maybe less idle ones. Maybe, but I think things like Sakamichi no Apollon, like Kids on the Slope, would still somehow have made it in the end, maybe a few years later or something, or I don't know.
Well, you gotta remember, what K-On! Also changed was money.
Yeah, by like releasing their own original works. But at that point, too, I'd still say somebody would have eventually made something. But I don't know if it would have made the same amount of impact again. So I still say that's a very unfair question. Because, as you said before, music is so diverse. I think something like Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, Your Lie in April, which only deals with like classical, might have still found found room or like a spot somewhere in an alternate timeline where K-On! Did not exist still, because it was so different. It was just a different story. It was a different genre of music altogether. And sure, the the songs may not have been originals, but their performances in the anime itself were all very, how should I say, heartfelt. They're very direct, and the musical directors made sure of that, and that's why it's a masterpiece still right now, or at least well known, regardless of being a musical genre or musical anime or not. It still stands alone as an anime because of it.
It's just so weird to me that K-On! Had all this success, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we never saw an adaptation of the finale manga.
No, yeah, we didn't. We only got
never saw an adaptation of K-On! University.
I think we only got a movie.
We got a movie that was kind of not even, I don't know. It's weird. You think of a show that was as popular and made as much money as K-On! Doing something with the university manga, even if it's just a 12-episode series, probably would have made bank.
Probably, yeah. Their average viewership is still pretty high, yeah.
Oh, here's a question then that we'll end on. If K-On! Was made now, do you think that we would have seen University? Because I don't know how the answer is hell yes, considering the sequel landscape we're in today, right?
I don't think so, no.
Really?
I actually don't think so. If we were basically to say K-On! Existed now instead of in the past, and we still have the anime that's going on right now, I don't think so. No. There's just too much competition, I feel, in this case.
That is true. I just don't get how University never saw the light of day, because I've read it. It's great. It was a great sequel to seeing the growth of Azinyan, while also seeing our main characters, grow up.
Right.
I'm just, again, to me, it's absolutely shocking how we never saw it, and probably will never.
I think right now, K-On! Where it is being one of the first musical-centric animes. Where it is right now is why it's... I'm not going to say it's the main reason why it's popular, but it's going to be probably one of the bigger reasons. Because if we put K-On! Now, Marcel, do you think you would like it in comparison to after you had watched Your Lie in April, DMC, Kids on the Slope, Hibiki Euphonium, and all these other idol shows? And
yes, I would, because you want to know why? Bang Dream exists. Bang Dream is, by all intents and purposes, K-On!
Right, but then because of that, would then people have looked at K-On! And be like, well, this is just a ripoff of Bang Dreams. This is just Bang Dreams part 2 in alternate reality.
People didn't look at Bang Dream as just a K-On! ripoff.
No, I guess
why would
not.
I then look at it, say K-On! If it was released now, as a Bang Dream ripoff?
Yeah, but would it be as popular thus because of it?
Hey, Bang Dream's still pretty damn popular.
I'm seeing a 6.96.
Go look at the third season.
Okay.
Add on to the fact that Bang Dream has cross-promotion like K-On! Did with its music and its phone game.
Let's see. I don't see a third season.
Bang Dream season 3?
I don't know. I don't think it would have, maybe. Maybe it would have gone, allowed for a season 2.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Bang Dream is K-On!, but what I'm saying is Bang Dream has all the
aspects of K-On!,
and it also has that side piece being its game and its music.
Right, but because Bang Dream existed, let's just hypothetically existed before K-On! In this universe, due to that, do you really think K-On! Would still be able to make it past the second season and make a university sequel?
Yes, because again, if we're looking at it as this time now, right? If we're looking at K-On! Airing this time, we have to look at the fact that A, we're saying that K-On! Would still be able to be popular, right? Not to the extent of like when it originally aired. And B, we need to look again, the sequelitis, as I'm calling it. We're getting sequels out the fucking wazoo now.
I was considering that too, but there's just so much to compare it to now, though.
Not really, because again, Bang Dream is another perfect example.
No, I mean like to let it coincide. Because wouldn't another big factor be like their music actually kicked off because of it, and then they became super popular due to not just the anime itself, but like the music being pretty decent.
But good music transcends, though, right?
And,
people still to this day say K-On! Music is pretty good.
Right. But isn't that mostly just nostalgia factor?
Oh, God, no.
Are you sure about that? Because
Quite sure.
Because music does evolve, Marcel.
Music does evolve, yes, but why do people still fucking praise Queen?
I mean,
Rolling Stones or AC/DC?
I don't consider K-On! To be that incredible. That's another level. I don't really consider K-On! To be that incredible music that it transcends so far that it topples or is around the same level or close to Queen.
And for the anime genre, it's pretty up there. Because again, it literally took over the world. Well, it took over Japan.
Right. But remember, Japan's tastes are very fickle. And again, times changed. Do you really think that would be the same in 2020?
I think it could hit a decent amount of height, yes.
Yeah, but
I'm not sitting here saying K-On!'s going to be this magnet giant again.
No, but enough for it to go beyond what it had originally, which is like...
Oh, hell yeah. Because again, we're looking at the time. Sequelitis. Fucking Arifureta has a second season.
No. But the thing is, K-On! Had 2 seasons only anyways, and a movie and some OVAs.
And I think you could at least get another movie or another season.
Oh, you really think they could get the third season from that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because again, you got to remember, we're talking about this. We're talking about this era of anime where sequels pop out for no fucking reason.
I don't know about no fucking reason, but mostly about money. But yeah, maybe.
You see a lot of sequels pop out. Well, I mean, by no fucking reason. I mean, just for money, right?
You know what? If that was the case, I really hope one day we'll see a lot of sequels of the stuff that we wish came out.
I mean, if stuff like The Devil is a Part-Timer can get a sequel 8 years later, and we can see sequels to Railgun and Index.
Like, No Game, No Life. Drifters. Arzon Senki.
I know this is a little off topic of music, but I mean, it's just anime has changed so drastically since K-On! Aired. And I really do think that we would see a sequel, or at least a sequel movie to K-On!
You know what's... Alright. You wanted to end on K-On!? Well, I wanted to end on something else.
All right, one more. What is it?
Carol and Tuesday.
I actually could not watch that.
You know what's crazy about this, though, Marcel?
Yeah.
This was a project with Bones and... Oh, what was it? There's another group in here. Oh my gosh, there was a ton of people put into this. Flying Dog, Haku Hodo, DY Music and Pictures, BS Fuji, like all these music partners on top of it.
Yeah, they did a whole bunch. There's no denying it.
No, but this was an original anime though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And all the music was original as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the time that they put onto this was crazy. Not only did they have to have, of course, a writing department make the story and animation for the basic stuff, they also, and of course the VAs doing the basic talking and stuff like that for the main story, they also went and found voices for every single character. And they also went and got another group to make original songs as well. Then they had most of them are actually non-Japanese people, a lot of foreigners, to come in and sing, or at least like send over records. I don't know how they did this, honestly. But there was some videos about like how they got these girls to come in and do the singing for them. And then they had actual musical artists play the music live. And then they had the VAs, I believe, to come in and do the lip dub, or in a sense. So they did the movement for them, but didn't actually sing. They just kind of lip sync to the original singers.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
And then they took that animation and then they went and they put it onto, of course, the anime itself. Then they also had the musicians. Was it the musicians or was it like the VAs to go? Or no, the musicians to go and like do close-ups on their like hands and everything to do the music and stuff like that, so they could do more extra animation on top of it. So they had like three or four like sessions for each performance of recording before they could actually put it onto animation and stuff. So the fact that this had 24 episodes was quite crazy, honestly. And
I thought they went in knowing like, okay, we give a shit about this.
Yeah, they did.
And like I couldn't get into the show. I ain't gonna deny it. I dropped it after 4 episodes. But I dropped it while acknowledging like I see the quality in this, but it just wasn't for me.
But they made bops. The bops were hard.
I don't like Chewy. I don't deny that. I see the great music. I see the quality. I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't find myself connecting to that show.
Oh, but it was a good show.
Oh yeah, no, I acknowledge that it was good to great. There are going to be shows that just aren't for someone, right?
Well, check out their music, people. Anybody, check out their music.
Yeah, there's no denying that. Anyway, I feel like a Dutchman is trying to kill us, so I think we should end the episode here.
Well, what is our final words then for this music thing?
I think music genre might be the most varied genre in existence, even though music rarely is the main genre.
Didn't we say that about sports?
Hey, music and sports are quite comparable, though, when you think about it, right?
I guess they're both performances, sure.
Yeah. Because let me ask you this: is sports ever considered the main genre of any show you watch? No, normally it's drama. Normally it's comedy.
What about half and half? Like Dino Ace. That was like really heavy sports centric, but it was like I don't know, it's still I mean the whole thing was still baseball. It's just the main protagonist was like 2 different pitchers, but it's still very heavy centric on baseball.
even then, the stories around it probably were the forefront.
They didn't really do anything besides.
Well, I mean, if it's like, oh, we're only going to talk about the baseball game, then yeah, sure, I can say that. But for the most part, music and sports tend to take a back seat to the main story.
I think the main story was baseball, though, still.
Okay, if the main story isn't baseball.
Okay. Maybe there's a few of them, yeah. Kuroko no Basketball still is about basketball.
No, Kuroko's no Basketball was about the friendship and like breaking down.
I guess.
The whatever they were called, the Wonderful Five.
The Miracle Generation.
The Miracle Five, the Miracle Generation. But basketball was like the ability to do it. It's like, okay, basketball was his gun.
Well, I guess.
Anyway, this has been the latest episode of the EHRPG Podcast.
Hey.
Next week, we talk about really shitty anime.
Why do you keep on saying it's A? A. It's A. ARPG.
But yeah, next week we talk about really shitty anime, and then the following week we debut a new segment.
Do you want to end us out by singing goodbye?
I'll let you do that.
Oh. Okay. Well. Goodbye. 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 I'm singing off note, but whatever. You know it. You know what's that from. You know what's that. You know what.
Isn't that from the Oompa Loompas?
No, I'm pretty sure that's the Sound of Music.
I thought that was from like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
No. I'm pretty sure it's the Sound of Music when the kids are saying goodbye, good night or whatever. They're saying goodbye, and they're like goodbye, 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 goodbye. Or what? I don't know. I'm probably singing the wrong notes again, but still something around there.
Probably the 3 viewers we have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's her name? Who did the main lady was a nice lady. I don't know, actress lady.
Should we just end the episode?
I liked Mary Poppins.